Shabbat Shalom. This week, again, we have a double portion, Parashat Achare Mot and Parashat Kedoshim, which are often read together when it is not a leap year, as is the case this year. The beginning of the Torah portion, Parashat Achare Mot, is known to us because it is the section from which we read on the morning of Yom Kippur. The other sections of the Torah portion are well known to us as well because it makes up what is often referred to as the Holiness Code, in particular, what we read on from Parashat Kedoshim. You may know that in the afternoon on Yom Kippur, it's traditional to read either one or another part of the reading, one which deals with sexual propriety and impropriety, and then the other one which deals with sort of moral and ethical standards. One of the things that I think is interesting, and there's a lot of interesting stuff in both these Torah portions, but the beginning of Parashat Kedoshim, the commandment where God speaks to the people through Moses, is that the people shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. This is in the plural, as opposed to you should be holy in the singular. It's in the plural. So is there a sense in Judaism that yes, we can, as individuals, achieve holiness by following God's commandments, by emulating the 13 attributes of God, by being forgiving and loving and patient and abundant in kindness and so forth. But there is a certain kind of holiness that is achieved in community. There has never really been a strong Jewish religious tradition of asceticism or hermits or monks or nuns who live in isolation, but rather the understanding is that we achieve holiness as a community. And the question is, how do we do that? Because not everyone will have the same understanding of what that means. How do we achieve holiness? But I think it's not necessarily what we accomplish, although that is important, but it might be the journey. Perhaps it's not what we're seeking to achieve, but really the way that we achieve it and the way that we interact with each other. Of course, any congregation, large or small, always faces issues, new circumstances. That's certainly been the case over the last year plus with the pandemic. And we can create holiness, not just by the decisions that we make, but by the way that we deliberate, that we learn and we listen to each other, and we try to create a community that is caring and respectful of each other, even in difficult times. This week at Beth El, the Heights Synagogue, we observe the following yahrzeits: Chaim Gabinet, Rose Hempel, Sarah Friedman, Bernard Century, Edith Pickus, and Sari Rivka Herzig. Wishing everybody Shabbat Shalom.